So to start us off, I kind of wanted to just touch bases on a problem that we are already familiar with. This was actually one of the problems we did previously, all right? Well, I give you 2 points right here, and I want you to find an equation for this. And one of the things that we could do is our slope triangles, right? We can do our rise over run, or run over rise, so that we can get basically the growth, right? And then we can use that slope triangle to then continue to build and create our linear equation here, right? Well, this right here, let me just go ahead and get rid of that section there. Okay. This right here, right, the height of this is our change in y. This is basically what is the difference, right? What is the height of this triangle? Well, it's 5 minus 2, which is 3 over here. And then down over here, this is our change in x, right? And this is 0 here. And what's the base of the triangle? Well, it's going to be 1, right? Because it's going to be 1 minus 0. And that's how we essentially develop our slope, or rise over run. So again, our slope, or our rise over run, is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And y2 is right over here. It's 5 minus, and then y1, 1, divided by 1 minus 0. And we get, sorry, this should be a 2. Apologize, right? It's right here. y1 is 2. And we're going to get 3 over 1, which is equal to 3. So we get this equation, y is equal to 3x plus b, because this is my slope, my rate of change. Now I want to find my y-intercept, and I can pick one of these points and solve for it. Or I could just look on the graph. We know that it's already there, it's given to you, so it's just 2. But again, we take the 0, put it in for the x, and the 2, and we put it in for the y. And we could solve if we wanted to, and we'd get, you notice, we're just going to get, well, 0, the 2 is on the y, 3 times 0 plus b, well, 3 times 0 is 0, so 2 is equal to b. So our equation is y equals 3x plus 2. Alright? Now, one of the things you might notice is you got these 2 points and you had to find your slope, right? You had to find this here, right? We had to find our change in y over change in x. We had to find our slope. That's basically rise over run. And we had that to be 3, alright? But what if, instead of giving you 2 points, I actually give you your slope and I give you just 1 point. Alright, and this is where the idea of point slope comes into play. Let's look at this example. I give you the slope. I give you the rise over run, and I'm giving you a point. Okay? This is why when we go to learn this, this is called point slope formula. We're going to develop this formula, point slope formula. The point is right here because I'm giving it to you, and the slope is right here. I'm giving that to you. Alright, whereas before in this section here, this is called slope intercept. Okay, the reason why is because I'm giving you the slope and I'm giving you the y-intercept. Alright, and so let's go ahead and build that. So let's say I give you this expression. Now look over here. I'm giving you 2 points again, alright, and we're going to make sense of this in a second, but I'm giving you 2 points. We'll call it the point over here, is right over here. I'm giving you these 2 points, and I want you to find the line of this slope. But the thing that's different is I'm gonna give you the rise over run, okay, which is m. All right. In this scenario up here, right, I'm giving you the rise over run to be 3. But right now we're just gonna come up with a generalization, right? And now what we want to do is, I'll just write it over here one more time. What we want to do is, well, we have these 2 points right here, and remember, I'm giving you the slope of this triangle right here. I'm giving you the rise, right? This is delta y, and I'm giving you the run, which is delta x. Remember, delta x should be more like this, so the point should be up here. I apologize. Delta x is just some value, and so kind of tricky, but what we're going to do is multiply delta x to both sides. Okay, I know it looks very weird, but that's what we're going to do. And now we're going to get delta y is equal to m times delta x. Alright? Well, delta y is our change in y, right? It's y2 minus y1. So if you look over here, the 2 points we have is a comma c, and we have x and y, right? This is kind of like x2, y2, and this is like x1, y1. Well, it's going to be y minus c. So we're going to get y minus c is equal to, and then we're going to get m, and delta x is x2 minus x1, so we're going to get x minus a. Alright, and that's it. This is our formula. Okay, this is our point slope formula. Okay, and that's pretty great because now we have that information, and that's going to help us to solve a problem like this up here. So let's go ahead and look at this example. All right, I give you the slope. All right, well, again, if my point slope formula is y minus c equals m times x minus a. Well, my c value is right here and my a value right here, right? This is the c value is my y value, so it's just y minus 5 equals 3 because that's my slope. And then we're going to get x minus my x value, which is just 1. And that's it. That's how we solve this problem, and we're completely done. All right. And so maybe just for the fun of it, let's just do maybe another example that's a little more challenging. Let's say I give you delta y over delta x equals -2, and I tell you a point is -2 and -10. Okay. Well, again, I'll write it down. Y minus c is equal to m times x minus a. My slope is -2, all right? My y value is right over here, -10. So we're going to get y minus -10 is equal to -2. That's my slope. And then I'm going to get x minus, well, the a value, my x value, which is -2. All right, and if we go to complete this problem here, we're going to get, well, negative times a negative is a positive. So we're going to get y plus 10 equals, right here, negative times a negative, positive, and then over here, -2, and then we're going to get x, well, negative times a negative is a positive, so it's plus 2. And this is my point slope formula, okay? Now, let's go right back up here, okay? I want to show you this equation here is identical. This equation here is identical to this one right here, and I'm going to show you how that is the case. Well, let's write it down over here. Y minus 5 is equal to 3x minus 1. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the 3. Well, 3 times x is just 3x, and then 3 times -1 is -3. Then I just add 5 to both sides, and we get y is equal to 3x plus 2. All right. So you can see it's the exact same equation. It's just rewritten differently because you have different information. I'm giving you the slope and I'm giving you a point instead of giving you 2 points. So this is point slope formula. This is actually something that we use all the time in calculus, okay? And that's exactly how we write an equation. Given a slope and a point, here is our point slope formula, okay? Hopefully that helps you to understand point slope formula. I went through it kind of quickly. Have a good day.